abstract. Yeah, it's complicated what you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mary with Mary's Crafty Creations, and I'm so happy to be with you here. So this is what I did for you guys. I love my shaker cards, and you can find me on all socials. My website, it's all Mary's Crafty Creations. And it is K for the craft and the creations. And my website is .ca, not .com. I take care of my dad, who is in the beginning stages of dementia. So I've been taking care of some issues with him lately. But normally I like to stream on Sundays and around 1 or 2 o'clock, and I do all kinds of crafts. So if you tell me you want to learn how to do something, I'll show you. If I don't know how to do it, we'll learn together. So that's how I operate my stuff. But I really do love my shaker cards. I make them all the time, and I just think they're fun. So if anybody has any questions or anything, just feel free to ask. And my go-to tool. Honestly, it's Silhouette Design Space. I make my own SVGs. I make my own papers. I make all kinds of things. So that's pretty much my go-to tool. I love that. And if you're looking for like a handy dandy normal tool that's not an app, I would have to say my Sizzix Big Shot Fold Away die cutting machine. I use that all the time. I use that with my Glimmer foil system, my Better Press, all my dies. So that would be my second go-to. I get my inspiration from many places. I have a lot of crafty friends that I hang out with all week. So that's why I try and be careful of when I go live. And I'm also part of the Krafty Collective on Twitch, which is a bunch of crafters. We're trying to invade the Twitch space. So they give me ideas. People that come to my lives ask questions, and that gives me inspiration. Nature gives me inspiration. Sometimes I'll just be sitting there. I always have a notebook with me because sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll go, oh my God, I need to do this. And then I sketch it out or write it or whatever for me to go try and do it. So I can get inspiration from anywhere. My brain squirrels, so it's a wonderful place to be. Sometimes I give them away to the people in my audience. Sometimes I keep them. And I do make a lot of cards that I tend to bring to our soup kitchen here. Like Halloween, I'll make cards for the little ones. because I'm sure they don't get a lot of Halloween cards. Mother's Day, I'll make Mother's Day cards for the mothers, Father's Day for the fathers. So charitable donations. And I also make cards for people at the hospital that I work at, because I worked on the dementia floor for a year and a half. No, 2.5 years, sorry. And it made me really sad the first Christmas I was there. We bought them all gifts, like we pulled names and bought them gifts, but their families didn't bring them cards and stuff, and that broke my heart. So I make cards for them, make cards for mental health, because we have a lot of mental health patients, and peds. So that's what I do with my cards. Okay, so, do you recommend to use only permanent vinyl, or can you substitute for like cling on material too for the sentiment? Honestly, I've never tried it. But now that you've mentioned that, I think I will try that. Like I get, do I have any handy? Oh. I'm rearranging my crafting space. So I do have some stickers. I know those work, but I've never tried cling material. I do have some. I'll try that. And I'll put a video up. Is there a crafting Twitch community? Hannah, absolutely. There are hundreds of crafters on, it's called the Krafty Collective. So you can search that. If you belong to Discord, we are also on Discord. And I am not sure. 132 crafters is in my head, but I don't know if that's a number I just pulled out of my head or if that's really where we're at. If Debbie J is in the audience, she can probably answer that. But yes, we're starting to make our mark on Twitch and take over from the gamers, although I do game on Twitch sometimes too. So with Debbie and Tiffany and some other friends too. So Debbie is asking, what's Twitch? Twitch is like YouTube, but it was mainly initiated for gamers. And us crafty people want to be everywhere. So we are now starting to go live on there. So a lot of my friends will go live on YouTube and Twitch. So it's twitch.tv, and you can find myself there, Debbie J's Crafting Corner, Chat with Sassy, who is Elizabeth Costa Rogers. She's not in here, but maybe we'll get her in here another time. But yeah, so, and they do trains, which is kind of like a summit. And each person gets a 2-hour window. They do whatever they want in that 2-hour window, whatever their preferred crafting is. Crochet, card making, scrapbooking, knitting, diamond painting, like every form of craft, we're on there. And as soon as the one person's done, you raid on into the next person. And Supreme Doom has been doing that for the last couple of years, and it's getting quite big. So I would definitely check Twitch out for some more crafting inspiration. Do the crafters on Twitch craft together live or as single feeds? Usually single feeds. We can go live together now. That is a new thing on Twitch. It wasn't like YouTube. So we can do that now. I haven't seen it done yet, but I'm sure Debbie J and I will probably figure that one out. But we do it on YouTube and then it goes over to Twitch. So that would kind of be the same thing, I guess. Do you ever have a problem with the transfer tape tearing your paper? Sometimes I do. But what I do when I have something very delicate or very intricate, I'm sorry, words are hard today. I have masking transfer tape, which works wonderful. The painter's tape you can also use, and that works wonderful. And that stuff's easy to cut little not holes, but little lines. So if you're doing something over a round surface, not like this, but if you were doing an ornament, which I do too, you can use that. Also, press and seal is a craft room must-have. You can put your dies on there so you don't lose them if you don't have a magnetic thing to hold them. You can put everything on there the way you want so that it will just plop down nice and simple. And it doesn't rip. It's really, really... So I love press and seal as well. And do we have any other questions? What other crafting do I love? Oh my God, what crafting don't I love? I do wreaths. These are from Unique in the Creek. And they make making wreaths easy. I still use the rattan wreaths and stuff like that, but that just makes nice, big, fluffy wreaths, and I love them. I do scrapbooking. I make ornaments. I make handmade gifts, cards. I also make the boxes to put the gifts in. What else do I do? Macrame. Watercolors a bit. I make my own papers. I make my own SVGs because a lot of times I can't find exactly what I'm looking for. And so I'll just make it myself so that I have it. And that's thanks to a lot of people that are in these summits. They've shown me little tips and tricks, and I've just run off with them. So that's very helpful. Do you have a preferred place to get your shaker bits? Do you have a preferred type of shaker bit? I like it shiny. I like it sparkly. I like it pretty. I like it big. I like it small. I like it all. I'm kind of like a Dr. Seuss book here. A lot of times I'll get bits from Pink and Maine, Spellbinders, my nemesis. They get most of my money. Dollar store. This snow. Dollar store. $1.50 and you get a great big bag and off you go. And there is some of that snow in here. And I have sequins and I have snowflakes and hollies and berries. Hollies are berries. So yeah, or another great thing, if you see like nail bits, like things that people use for decorating nails, I use a lot of those. So if you see them lying around like in a dollar store or anywhere, I pick those up too because they get some fun shapes. And There's some shaker bits in here that have nail pieces in them, and they fit in there perfect. Do you like using oil pastels? I have never used them. I just, in the last year and a half, started using alcohol markers, inks, and watercolors. I'm loving the watercolors. I'm having a lot of fun with that. But I've always just used colored pencils and whatever I had on hand, markers, things like that, patterned paper, and just creatively tried to put things together. But I've never used oil pastels, and I thought about trying them, but that's kind of a big commitment, and yeah, I don't know. I may. How do you choose which craft to work on? Oh, ooh. Usually if people that watch my live tell me they want to learn something or want me to do something, I'll do that. Obviously my seasonal stuff, but me, Christmas is all year, so that's perfectly fine with me. Now it's time to buck up for Thanksgiving and Halloween. So I do the seasonal stuff. And it just depends on what I feel like doing. If I feel like making cards, I'll make cards. I have a box that I keep with all my card bases, and then I have some card panels pre-cut, some colored card panels pre-cut. Because sometimes you forget you need a card for something, or you just need a card, you get invited somewhere last minute. I can just grab some stuff out of there and zoom. So yeah, it's basically seasonal or out of necessity. It's how I do mine. And I'll just show you a few things. Like I have, lots. So obviously I love my shakers. And this has foil hearts on it. And this is just flowers and hearts and things. And a bigger version. And this I did with pattern paper, but most of the sparkles fell out. And this one, I have Pink and Main's monthly subscription, courtyard subscription, and they had this beautiful paper and some of these fun bits. So I put those in there for a birthday. Oh, my favorite one fell over. This I made for my granddaughter's 16th birthday. And speaking of Amanda, so it's many layers and it's beautiful. And I love that card. And then I also work on Kendra's card challenge. So I make cards that way. This one is so cute. I love that. Oh, here's another Easter one. And those are pastel flowers. Now, the one thing I do want to say is this was made with a Pink and Main envelope. Like they have shaker card envelope. So if you have issues, what kind of alcohol markers do I use? I bought them off Amazon. I don't have them here. I have them over there because I was coloring some stuff. while I was watching TV. Um, okay, thanks for watching. But one last thing I want to say. I keep my wrappers from, like, when you get stuff in plastic wrap. I also buy from the dollar store treat bags, and I use those for my shaker cards, especially for Halloween and Christmas, because they'll have skeletons, snowflakes, all kinds of really cute stuff, which kind of adds to, and I wish I had that actually. My Rudolph does have the snowflake cards. But I appreciate you watching my cards, and please follow me on all my socials and YouTube Sundays at 1 or 2 o'clock, depending on how things are going. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, everybody. And if you have any questions, just keep asking them and I will try and answer them. Thank you. Bye.